So you want to write? Are you thinking of writing a great American novel? Perhaps you have an idea for a short story you'd like to submit to a magazine. Maybe you'd like to write a pamphlet on travel and adventure. Are you thinking about writing your memoir? Have you pondered what it would be like to leave behind a literary legacy for your children? How about just wanting to have a finished work under your belt, waiting for publication so you can hold it in your hands and say, I did this? Maybe. The possibilities are endless, really, and maybe you're like me, working a 9-to-5 job with precious little time to set aside for writing. Heck, you might even have a family and children to attend to. No time at all for this writing business. Seems impossible, right? What if I told you it wasn't? What if I told you that it was within your power to do it? That's right. It's completely within the realm of possibility. In fact, not only possible, but highly probable. This is where Writing Buddy comes in. Writing Buddy is a community-based discipline and accountability program designed to give you that kick in the pants you need to get that short story, novella, novel or memoir started and week by week finished. All it takes from you is an hour-and-a-half time commitment every week. 1 hour to write, 30 minutes set aside for discussion. That's it. Let's break it down. Every week for an hour and a half, that 30 minutes is for plotting, planning and discussing your work and any questions you might have for the group. You sit down with all of us in a private, non-recorded live Writing Buddy Zoom meeting and we write together. That's correct, all of you and I together. Writing, talking ideas here and there and helping each other stay on track and get the work done. Think about it. How many words could you write in 1 hour? 250, 500, 1K. Let's say you're slow and deliberate and average about 500 words a week. That's still 2K words a month and 24K words per year. At that estimate, you'd have several short stories, one novella, or half of a finished novel. Perhaps you have a great month, and every week you hammer out 1K per week. Well, that's 4,000 words a month. Think of what you could have with more words per week too. Cool, right? Now, at this point, you might be skeptical. You might be thinking to yourself, this guy is crazy. I'll never be able to free up 30 minutes, let alone 1 hour and 30 minutes. Cannot be done. Wrong. Here's a little secret. I'm willing to bet that you watch television every night. You do, don't you? I know, I get it. It's how you unwind. I do it too. I like to grab a beverage after making my supper and settle in to watch some old black and white movies. Here's a little bit of statistics from www.statista.com. Estimates suggest that in 2022, US adults will spend an average of around 3 hours watching TV each day. This figure has generally fallen in recent years, and the downward trend is forecasted to continue in the years to come. An average of 3 hours per day. Wow, that's a lot, huh? I'm not mocking television watchers, but let's face some facts. That's 3 hours of your life that you could be creating and writing, rather than consuming. And that's the point, right? To create something that will be intrinsically rewarding, as well as potentially financially rewarding as well. There is nothing wrong with consuming content here and there, such as television or reading books. If you like to read, as I do, then you're consuming content that someone else created. How about we produce some great content for others to consume? I've identified 3 key ingredients, if you will, to the writing process: motivation, accountability, and most importantly, discipline. And I shall let you in on another little secret. I have the first one. I'm generally motivated to write. I have self-published 1 novella already. Discipline, I have that once I get moving. But the third, accountability, that I struggle with. In the past, I've tried physical writers' meetups for write-ins where you all sit down together and write for a set time. It sounds good in theory, right? Traveling to the meetup was a hassle, and gas prices being what they are doesn't help either. Time wasted traveling to and from the location. Often the meetup would turn into a big socializing session. Nothing wrong with that, but when it's time to sit down and write, you don't need the distraction. I also tried NaNoWriMo, short for National Novel Writing Month, which takes place every November, wherein you make a commitment to sit down and write every day in the month of November. So, by the end of the month, you have a complete 50K word novel under your belt. Again, great in theory. I like the idea. However, sitting down and writing over 1,000 words per day is daunting, and if you skip a day, then you have to double up the next day going forward. That can be a lot of pressure and needless stress. No one needs that after a long, hard day at work and then coming home to find the time to write after the kids go to bed. Tiring, to say the least, right? So what do? It's Writing Buddy to the rescue. What do I get from joining Writing Buddy and how much will it cost me? I'm glad you asked. First and foremost, discipline and accountability. Every week for 1.5 hours, we all sit down together, grab your favorite beverage, virtually, and write via Zoom. In the Zoom, we can chat if necessary in the chat box, or if needed, ask a question live. It's also a members-only community forum wherein you can create a profile for posting questions, thoughts, and snippets of your work. Here we can comment and post feedback for each other, networking with other writers and authors, encouragement, support, and camaraderie. We keep each other accountable and moving forward. And it's only $24.99 per month. Head over to w.writingbuddy.co or click the YouTube link. Let's write!